Commence primary ignition.
All right, welcome back to the Unlimited Power Planetary Qualifier, hosted here by Guardian Games for the Legends of the Force set. Now, we are now in the finals. I'm joined by Rob, one of the top players here in the area, coming off his Galactic Championship placing, which was really great, and playing here today for the team representing Babu Freaks. Already done a few rounds. Really appreciate you stepping in. That was great. Thank you so much. And again, glad to have you here for another finals match.
Yeah, happy to be here again, D-Rod, on your channel. It's been a great top 8 so far. It's nice to be in this position also, too, to get to cheer on some teammates. We got another 2 great players here. We have Sam, who we saw on camera last round with the Iden data vault. Taken to the absolute brink, really. I mean, what a long and grindy game. Winning on that top deck super laser blast. And on the other side, we have Wolf on Boba data vault. I had the pleasure of playing Wolf in the Galactic Championship on day 3. Nice guy, great player. So it's exciting to see him have continued success here.
Yeah, we've had so many great players come in for this event. First one in the Northwest, leading the charge here, Premier constructed. What a great showing, 122 players. And boy, it just a variety of decks. And here we are, great players. Now, these guys are in the same playtesting group. I'm not sure if they are a team, but same group. And, congrats to them.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like
we're figured out. Yeah, and then we're starting off immediately. General Pride to open.
General Pride, not surprising, but a little surprising. Not a card you see outside of decks like this. And of course, Iden's going to have a lot of answers. But as we've seen from as other players go up against the Iden deck, the goal is to put multiple units into play. Because early on, blue, black, green control can only take care of like 1 unit a turn.
Yeah, and the added component with this, Boba Pilot deck is this concept of indirect damage, right? And since Iden's not really playing a lot of units early on, like a lot of this indirect damage is going to go to base, and like that's going to be an added point of pressure that Wolf's going to be able to provide in this matchup.
Interesting.
Just an honest one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great little 4/6 here, but you know what? Put Boba on that. That's a great transport.
Plus the Boba, too. Yeah,
awesome.
Got to play the cards in your hand. The 4/6 stack line is relevant into 4 resources from Sam. Like takedown is the most common 4 resource, and that cannot be taken down. So, did blank there.
Now, you and I have played a lot of different control decks. And here we see the Iden player. A lot of these games go to time, they take the full length of time, and it can really drain you. And there we see a Vanquish there, great move there, the right move. But how do you keep going on these long days, playing such a lengthy match every time and trying to make the right decision?
A lot of it has to do with like being methodical, and I mean a lot of the success from these lists comes down to syncing up the removal with the right threats in the deck. And I think that that's the puzzle that the control players typically like solving and sculpting their hand. And like it's a lot of hidden things that we don't see, which is why maybe like control players are maybe perhaps underappreciated in the community at large. But like sculpting your hand is very important. You kind of sometimes have to be perfect in terms of like which removal events you use on which units, because if you miscalculate once, then there's a threat that you just can't answer, right?
Yeah.
And then the game slips away from you. So those are kind of the margins we're working with here.
Now here we've seen so much action as Iden's taking care of the Separatist transport platform, the droid missile platform, and causing some damage on Boba's base. Then they deploy Iden to take care of HK. Very aggressive from what we've seen from Iden in the previous match.
Yeah. Also, I mean, you mentioned that these players test together, so like you can kind of see that like, hey, we know the dance. Like, we're gonna go through as quick as possible. Yeah.
And there it is with Boba on the deploy in the ground. He just knows he got to swing in here. We did get to interview Wolf after the last match on stream, and he kind of said that he knows when he needs to put that pressure with Boba Fett on the ground because it is hard hitting.
Yeah, somebody saw with like Alex too, right? You want to get wide against this Iden deck, you know, before the Super Laser Blast turn if you can, you know, if they're only going to 1-for-1 you the entire time, like there is a risk, you know, putting Boba on the Ruthless Raider, right? Walking into a rival's wall or something similar, like.
Yeah, that is the trouble that Boba didn't have earlier on stream. Was there wasn't the right removal to take care of a leader unit with their opponent, where Iden does have that with Rival's Fall.
No, like a great answer to Ruthless Raider, taking care of the Ruthless Raider, but also the Stormtrooper on the field as well.
Oh, that
taking
hurts.
away some of that reach that Ruthless Raider typically provides.
Now, these players are going so fast, but I think it is because they've played so much, so they just know the right moves and what they're doing here. I'll be interested to see kind of how this goes at post-sideboard.
Yeah. So worth noting, I mean, IG 2000 doesn't have a lot of like material targets in this matchup, so the fact that IG 2000 was set up by Wolf to finally take care of this Iden, that one indirect damage from before, putting Iden to like 1 health remaining, it's kind of nice. I mean, like, you know, IG 2000, this is not really what the matchup IG 2000 is meant for, really just a 3-4 beater, but managing to get value out of that text anyway is a good sign.
There you go. Merciless Contest. Just sack the IG 2000 and keep swinging with Boba.
For those keeping score at home, Boba's now dealt 12 damage to base. So, yep, Boba and Pearson now. Boba finally eats
There
it.
it is.
Commentator's curse, yeah.
But hey, we get Boba's second fire spray, so a couple more pieces of damage hit the opponent there, bringing him up to 24. It's no 18 points of damage in one turn like previously, but
No. It's going to be hard to replicate that, I think, in this one.
I think it's hard to replicate ever again. I don't know if that'll ever be caught on stream ever again.
Wolf in a very good position here. Iden kind of has to blast, maybe. Or ignition.
Well, as someone who loves playing blue, black, green, I'm all about the blast.
Yep.
I'd rather my opponent start over and see what else they have in their hand, play out a little bit.
9 health remaining, 8 damage up presented from Wolf.
Okay,
There's
Avenger.
timeout for Avenger.
Good move, but Avenger can absorb a lot of the indirect now.
True. Yeah. Yeah, toughness is relevant.
And Avenger's just going to always see play. It's not going to go anywhere.
It is the premier, like, you know, finisher for control, right? Yeah. Does the job.
Boy, this game has just, and by game I just mean Star Wars Unlimited. We've been playing since set 1, and we have seen just the growth of these styles of decks. The aggro deck, as well as Iden of being a set 1 leader with her control. Some cards are still here, but just these extra tools that have come in have just made it more powerful.
Yep.
And there it is. We've seen this quite a few times today. The timely with a reinforcement walker. It always feels good as the control player, and it doesn't feel good as the player on the other end.
Quick heal 6 there. Reinforcement Walker also has a lot of toughness to absorb this indirect. Like, this is kind of the corner that Sam needed to turn, right? Still under a bit of pressure from this Fett's fire spray. But you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and Boba is running the Devastator, so that's going to be direct damage to that base if they really need it.
Yeah, it's an important calculation as well, right? 4 or 5, really, 5 health remaining, you're in the danger zone.
Oh, man, I usually think anything, as soon as I get over 15 in a 30-card base, I feel like I'm in the danger zone sometimes.
Wolf also running Maul as well, so the Overwhelm from Maul is live on that Reinforcement Walker. It's another calculation to consider here.
SLT a little bit late, but could still give you that surprising value.
Yeah, it's going to insulate against the Avenger trigger, right?
Exactly, yeah. So not a problem to put it out there, and maybe that extra resource matters a lot this turn. Hopefully we get to see a big play from the Boba player.
Vigilance here, healing a much-needed 5.
You know, I
Super
felt
laser.
like we didn't see Vigilance a lot last set, but I'm really glad to see it come back here pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, you got to wear the shirt, right? You
Oh,
gotta get the shirt.
yeah. I got so much attention at Galactics with that shirt.
Yeah.
There we go. And now my age-old question, why doesn't Reinforcement Walker have Overwhelm? It doesn't need it, but it just feels like it should be there.
It is a big boy, but it's a big lad. Yeah. Good.
Takes
8
the heal.
indirects.
8 indirect
Distribute
right
it
there.
as you will. So 2 of this is at least going on the base or on the base. Imagine you're going to want to keep both these units alive. There'll be 9 with the Boba.
With the Boba.
Yeah. That is sure to follow after this damage is assigned.
All right, this is all where it matters, right? every little piece of damage matters right now.
Yeah. I mean, both units are now 1 health remaining. IG-2000 looks really sweet right now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
If we could see that right now in the follow-up play, oh man, I may just flip this table over. No, we get an HK.
HK, start, takedown. Iden at 23.
23 to 13. Yep, takes the initiative and takes 9 more points of damage, going to 21.
And so Sam's now the one representing
8
lethal on the board. And Sam is also out of Devastator range and Maul range, so it's possible that Wolf may have missed the window
There it
but
is,
there's
there
the
it is.
IG-2000.
Boom.
And we're back in it.
Yeah, wanted to see this last turn. That would have felt good, but hey, this is a great opener right now. If Iden doesn't have that spot removal, you know, maybe they do that soft pass. But hey, great play, great play. And it's nice to see the Prestige one do the work.
It's a good looking card.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
21 to 24. The totals here. Sam with 2, maybe 3 cards left in hand.
About to say, is Sam sitting at like, or not Sam, is, Sam sitting at like 13 resources over there? 14?
3.
Perilous position. And, ooh, Fang Fighter, main board.
Finding value.
There you go.
There's a Snoke. Go back to 23. Side and chipping in for an honest 1. Snoke will need 2 attacks for lethal here.
Iden going for that combo with Snoke. Couldn't get it off, but would have finished off the IG-2000 at least. He's taking 6. What a game. What a game.
Good.
But hey, I just love removal. I love it. I can't get enough of it. We talked about how there are just so many great removal cards, and in other games when I get to see stuff like Power of the Dark Side or Merciless Eviction, I just love where opponents have to choose what to defeat themselves.
Yeah. So players picking him up here that Snoke was going to deliver a lethal attack, so Sam does manage to survive just long enough to turn that corner, with the Avenger, then the Reinforcement Walker, and take game 1 of this finals here.
Yeah. Great job. I'm excited to see here. Sideboard is it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, looking at Wolf's list first. Got 3 Palpatines return, 2 Bravado, 2 Crates, 2 Reinforcement Walkers, 1 Craving Power. I think the Palps returns are coming in, the Crates are coming in, the Reinforcement Walkers are coming in. For sure. Just a steady itself player for a longer game. You can see Wolf just throwing cards out of his deck now. And then on the Iden side of things, it's 3 top targets, 2 Palps returns, 2 timely reinforcements, 1 Bazine, 1 Confiscate, 1 Disruptive Burst. Confiscate's going to come in.
Must have.
Yeah, perchance. I can see like the 3 top targets are definitely coming in as well. After that, I think it's kind of, that's probably it.
The top targets feel interesting. Like it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Do you play something like that early on if you just don't have anything else to play, or do you just save it where you have the extra resources?
Yeah, I mean, like notoriously, this Iden Data Vault deck doesn't have anything to do on turn 1 proper. So if you have an option to top target an HK 47, for instance, you might take it. The flip side of that is, well, your whole deck is geared to kill the turn 1 play.
Yeah.
So the top target's not going to get much value. The fact that it costs 1, easy to sneak it in at a certain time, ideally before a Super Laser Blast or something to that effect.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, I think like plenty of ways to fit it in.
This will be an interesting match. Either way, these players are both going home with their group, happy as can be. It's going to be a good drive for them back. Good showing. And again, I feel like so many people should be really proud of how they played today.
Absolutely. I mean, we have such a competitive field. I think it's been iterated here on this broadcast quite often how competitive the Pacific Northwest is in general, and how enthusiastic people are to travel for these competitive events.
Yes.
And like you can clearly see the preparation and work that goes in amongst a lot of these like teams that are starting to form now, and these playtesting groups. So awesome to see. Like I think this game enters its like second year.
Yeah.
It's encouraging that
Yeah, and I think we definitely have to thank FFG for launching organized play really early. Season 0, definitely a lot of things to learn. We can talk a lot about how the year went, how different PQs, events went, rulings. But overall, starting off organized play early, I think just really put us in the position we're in now, where everyone's excited to compete. Everyone's excited to put in the hours, to drive, to find these different events. And again, the community makes it great. The judges and staff have made it great, and the stores that are really intentional about building this game have made it possible to walk away from these experiences and feel like you enjoyed it, no matter your overall placing.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like players are drawing up for game 2 here. Wolf will be on the play with the initiative.
Now, curious, you played Iden in one of the first big 1Ks here in the city. Does seeing a deck like this make you want to go back, reminisce a little bit?
Not necessarily. I don't think like this style of Iden is maybe not like the kind of deck I necessarily go towards. That said, I like to be on like the best deck in the room, or I strive to be.
Yeah.
So, if this is what it is, then I will pick it up. But yeah, a different texture, right? Like the Idens from like set 1, early days, much more unit focused, much more kind of how we look at like the Kira decks now.
Yeah.
I think like kind of like Kira was the natural evolution of that sort of archetype. With the Vaders leaning much more heavily on OB, to clear the board and battle these unit decks. But here, I mean, yeah, Iden Data Vault. We talked about it a little in the top 4 match with Alex and Sam. That like in this like mid-range heavy, unit-based meta, Iden Data Vault can find this alternate angle and thrive with this removal package.
All right, we're getting going here. Boba Fett leading us off with a First Order Stormtrooper that has the ability that when it attacks and when it dies will do indirect damage. It hits for 2. If only Boba had 2 of those units out right now, that would feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 First Order Stormtroopers. I think that's the only 1 drop they're running in this list. Yeah, it looks that way. Yeah, but being able to double up would be really nice into the presumed Power of the Dark Side or Merciless Contest coming down here. Yep.
And there it is. Merciless Contest. Still get a little bit of damage on the board, so can't hate it too much. It's what you can expect against going something like that, but no play from the Boba player.
Turn 2. That hurts. Yep. That stings a bit.
Yeah. That's not where you want to be. I feel a little nervous there. Really want the Boba player to win. I like both these players. I like both these decks. But there's something about just seeing Boba Fett take it all. I don't know. A different Boba Fett take it all. Of course, we've seen set 1 Boba take a lot of different matches and events.
But I think like one of the things too, you look at like you know, a control deck like this, and like, oh, they don't generate pressure, but this is kind of the pressure. Like a hard control deck like Iden presents, right? Like, well, you have to present a threat every turn.
Yeah.
You stumble once and like you fall so far behind. It feels like in these sorts of matchups. So, you know, missing that turn 2 hurts there. We see the top target come in after the resupply.
Yep.
Managed to sequence that up. Looks like this fire spray is going to get to connect. It'll deal what, 6, 7?
7. Yep. 7 with
yeah.
Boba's ability.
Yeah. And then 6 is immediately rebaited back from the top target. Yeah, once it gets removed.
Yep, there it is. Put some damage on the board. Raise him up to 11.
It's a hefty attack.
Yeah.
For a 4-cost unit.
But as long as Iden has the removal, it's not gonna. Yep, there it is.
And
There's
heal
5 health
6,
back
yep.
or 6 health back. Yeah, I wish that was there with set 1 Iden in the first set, but but you did need a little bit more removal.
Yeah.
No damage on Boba, 6 damage on Iden. Lot healed already. We've already seen, I think, about 7 points healed.
Yeah, I mean, Sam's position feels a little like much more comfortable than it was in game 1.
And there it is, more healing.
Safe Iden flip here. I mean, one of the big things that happened in this game is that like Sam got to ramp as well.
You got the ramp, and your opponent didn't have anything on the turn 2 play.
Exactly.
It's 1 resource ahead, but honestly, it probably feels like 2 if you're the Boba player.
Yeah. Heading to Boba's flip turn here. Pop the shield, pop the base.
There you go. Gosh.
Sam, foregoing putting the indirect damage on the Iden, which we saw him make that decision last game and eventually kind of got punished with it with the IG 2000, but I think you kind of feel like Iden is in much more commanding position as a leader right now on the field. Like you can maybe get even more value out of her if you keep her healthy.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're going to force Boba to deal with Iden, right? Like, it just...
Yeah, it seems like face up, that's what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
It's like Boba's going to flip to ground and, or flip, and do the 4 there, yeah. Okay. This is a good play, too. If you have another Edict in hand, another Power of the Dark Side, or Merciless Contest, you get the 2 for 1.
Yeah.
With kind of the forced action.
And by Edict, he means event that makes your opponent choose what to defeat.
Yeah. I should assume like people will naturally figure it out. Like
maybe so many people this is their first TCG, but hey, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Help out with that right there.
Yeah.
And again, now that Iden has ramped again, it's dangerous. Oh. Entrenched. But we know Boba has ways of removing upgrades from itself if it really needs to. Looks like they take advantage of the extra power and health and go ahead and just swing into that other light cruiser.
Yeah, I mean, Resupply Carrier did its job. Got Iden to 8 resources early.
Yeah, not where you want to be in that game 2. You have 6 resources or 7 resources, and your opponent has 2 more than you.
No glory, the Fett's fire spray. Wolf is packing 3 Fang fighters in the deck for this entrenched, so there is a line here.
Is Wolf running the system shock on itself?
No system shocks.
No system shocks. No. Okay.
No. That was a Jasper exclusive, I think, in this top 8.
You know what? Jasper used it so well.
Yeah.
Definitely took care of stuff like that. Like that, those entrenches are bad upgrades. And there's the Devastator.
Boom.
Indirect damage now turns to direct damage, and Devastator gets to shoot right now. So that's pretty great. Definitely a good swing for the Boba player, but what does Iden have in their hand? Plenty of resources, can play anything. Need to deal with that amazing top 8 Devastator.
It's a good looking card. I mean, this Ruthless Raider is doing nothing right now. It's like Power of the Dark Side protection. That's kind of all it's good for.
Yep.
It looks like they didn't have the answer for it in hand, so just claiming and looking at another 2 cards on Sam's side here.
Yep.
And we're going to open
And
with
there
an
it is. That's why.
That's a really good Annihilator target post board. Yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Hyperfoil crate. The Palpatine's returns right there. Another Ruthless Raider.
It's important to note too, like that early claim, he sneaks in the Annihilator before the crate can come down.
Yeah.
You know, can't afford to take 11 to base right now. So I think the crate probably still gets played, but
I think that's still the one of the most interesting things about this game is you do need to take a step back sometimes and decide, is it worth taking the initiative or trying to max out the amount of resources I have and cards in my hand? And here's a great example of the Iden player realizing playing Annihilator before my opponent can play a crate is going to be the best option here.
Yeah. Here's another cool thing I think that's going on this board right now is next turn Sam can attack his Annihilator into this Ruthless Raider, which has 11 power. It dies, and the Ruthless Raider is forced to put the 2 damage remaining on the Annihilator. The Annihilator dies and kills this Crate Dragon.
Oh my gosh, you're completely right. Yeah, and a great looking Crate Dragon it is, but I guess let's see if it follows through here, right?
Yeah.
I think these are the plays people don't think about when they think about a control decks like Iden. People think it sometimes it's just kill everything that hits the board.
Yeah.
But look how like this matters, right? This mattered so much. And we go with the Nebula.
Populating with a negative Nebula Ignition instead. That'll be 9 to base.
9 to base, yeah.
And plus the 2 from the Ruthless Raider as well.
Well, Ruthless Raider is upgraded, so it stays in play, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Unless he swings into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So the Annihilator is going to, take away the Ruthless Raider, the Death Trigger on the Annihilator. Yeah. Get another look at the hands. Double Palps Return looks really nice on Wolf's side. Bringing back those Devastators. With Sam at 24.
And you go with the Devastator because it's direct damage, right? That's why you're not going to take the crate. You'll save yourself a little bit of your resources, and then just,
Yeah, I mean,
hope
you
to
go
get
either
there.
or. I think they're both viable targets. I mean, like, with 3 resources represented from Iden, I think you want at least the first one to go Devastator to get the guaranteed 4 in.
It's fun to see Annihilator still see play. I feel like this set or last set we were a little bit more mid-rangey. Not that we aren't now, but Annihilator making its appearance, I was surprised I wasn't seeing on more board. So I like seeing it as we get into Legends of the Force, and hopefully we see it more throughout the season.
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed that like an 11 cost card is still viable in this game.
Right?
To be honest, yeah.
It's easy to sleep on it when you open it in a pack and you're like, got a legendary, but it's 11 cost and blue, black.
Saw Wolf opt for the Dornian gunship instead of the Palps Return, but I think what Wolf might be doing is valuing the Boba trigger to do that extra 1 point if Wolf was looking to bring back a Devastator. Because every point matters, especially when you're looking at Iden being able to heal 1 practically every turn.
Yep. Easy heal off that Devastator. Yeah.
Devastator open. Again, important to cast it immediately because of the threat that like a crate could just re-enter the battlefield.
Yeah. Let's see. There it is. Devastator comes back.
5.
Ooh, 30 points of damage. I don't think we've seen Iden hit 30 yet.
Yeah, it's a very tricky position now because Wolf kind of wants this Devastator to die so he could bring it back. And Sam has a Sentinel on the field. So it's very easy to make that happen if you're Wolf.
Let's see. I hope Boba gets it. I'd love to see us go to game 3. We talked about this earlier. The Metal Fab life puck is great, but if you set the timer, it won't go off like that if you're not taking damage. I know some people are surprised. What do you mean you don't take damage for like 10 minutes? Oh, yeah, it happens. There it is. Swings into it directly.
And should be second Palp's return. And we're going to go to game 3 here, folks.
Wow, great job. Great job of both players. Love to see the sideboard make it a little bit more interesting. You know, especially as we've been watching Iden play a little bit slower, be on the back end, but obviously, you know, they know these matchups, they know what they need to do, putting the pressure on there. And Iden even going in the aggressive, you know, on the attack a lot, still has a lot of healing abilities. And so I guess it even makes more sense why to have, you know, cards like Top Target, because, you know, you're going to kill everything.
Yeah, Top Target, I mean, negated almost an entire Fett's Fire Spray attack. It's also worth noting from, like, Wolf's position, Wolf didn't miss a turn 2 play in this game and still managed to claw their way back. And I think a lot of that had to do with the Palps returns we were talking about from the sideboard to grind out a longer game. Also, I mean, just like Palps return in this deck just provides such a phenomenal amount of reach with like the when played abilities of like a Ruthless Raider, a Devastator, you know, extending how many Crate Dragons you have out of the board too. It's, you know, you're bringing in 2 Crate Dragons, but you're also bringing in 3 Palps returns. So it's like kind of bringing in 5 Crate Dragons a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, every time I throw Palps return in the deck, I always think, do I need a playset of Vaders? Do I need a playset of Mauls? Or do I go 2 and then just run 3 Palp return and then I just have the options, right?
Yeah.
Because it just feels good. You'll get these great hard-hitting cards that do something on impact, or like Crate Dragon, really put the pressure on your opponent. And obviously, even in the hand disruption decks that are out there, makes it even better. Or as I watched you do it, of just using the new Kylo, discarding Snoke, and Palp returning. You know, that's gross. So,
yeah, little sneaky way to accelerate. Yeah.
It's like, oh, what? You discarded Snoke? That must feel bad. And then they're like, no, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Just see those kind of things early. It's always one of my favorite cards. You know, we obviously we've mentioned other games, but when we talk about like coming from a Magic background, I'm a big fan of recursion decks. I love defeating things, the sacrificing like we see in the edicts, but also being able to bring stuff back for my opponents or my own discard pile. So I got really excited when we saw Palp's return come out. I hope we see a little bit more and just start tackling a couple of different play spaces within this game, like the discard pile.
Yeah, there's definitely more to explore there. Saw Sam here, by the way, taking a mulligan. Looks like Wolf was happy with his opening hand. All to play for here. This is it. This is the last game of the night.
This decides, you know, I'm sure one of these people are treating someone to a drink or to some food after this. So, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, super excited.
We've got a lot of satisfied testing groups like hanging out here at the store. I think like a lot of beer and food going to be
No, I think
enjoyed here.
I mean, why else are we here if not to again? I'll say it all the time. You know, the main things of Fantasy Flight's OP is collect, connect, and compete. And if we're connecting and we're competing, like there's so much value in that. Iden with the soft pass, and we see Price hit the board again. A nice 2/3 who assists with your indirect damage.
And is certainly going to die.
Usually, if Iden doesn't have a turn 2 removal, I'd be incredibly surprised. But I'm not sure if we got a peek at their hand or not.
They're off a mulligan. But, I mean, they're just so, like, strong and redundant at that slot in particular that...
Some of the comments, this is definitely Bug versus Jund. You know what? It feels that way. It feels that way.
A little bit, yeah.
Depending on what kind of era of Magic the Gathering player you were. This does feel that way. Definitely one of my favorite times.
I always really appreciated like the blue deck matchup versus the Jund matchup. There's always like a lot of pass and pull. It is going to be a resupply.
Oh, Price going to get some damage in.
Yep. Price going to deal 4 here. Maybe a smart claim from Wolf, like because like Price would probably only get 2, and then presumably definitely get killed. So now like doubling Price's damage. Yeah, I like the idea here.
Important to maximize here, and that's where you got to step back. If you've been playing aggressive all day with Boba, luckily Boba has a lot of experience here versus Iden, so knows to take the step back.
Yeah,
set up for the next turn with that initiative.
Yeah, and you get like the Boba ping too. Yeah, it's just like I've seen this from Wolf, just like maximizing these Boba pings as much as possible in this matchup.
Oh wow,
another one.
Another one. Yeah, Iden could play a crushing blow on this, but best to take the initiative.
Yeah. Taking the initiative does effectively heal Iden 3 on this in this board state. Yeah.
One a day. 6 resources for Iden with that 1 ramp ahead. So Iden can deploy this turn.
Correct. Yeah, sign a ramp. Iden's going to get the flip first.
Yeah, it's definitely a big turn here.
And then open with a merciless contest.
3 remaining, could still have another power.
The power could be another resupply. Yeah.
Dorian gunship comes into play.
Hey, we've seen this all 3 games on 5 resources. Just gunship, like gunship go.
There it is. Gunship's so nice because it sees itself.
Right.
And that's the value there.
And it's 4/6.
Yeah.
4/6. Best stat line in the game.
If you were a unit in Star Wars Unlimited, would you be a 4/6?
I'd like to. Oh, actually, I would like to be a 4/7.
Oh,
I would like to be Boba. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, I mean, don't want to be too OP. Yeah.
I mean, 4/7, you're not making many friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not going to be played for too long. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Second merciless contest.
Another merciless. Yeah, no, it's all 3. It's all 3. Yeah.
Yep. It's the only 3 cards in the yard, too.
Yeah.
Wow. Cold flips. Surely you don't have a power after the 3 merciless.
I guess not. Going for the heal.
Yep. Here's an honest 4. And Pilot Vader as a 7/7. It's a scary unit.
Oh, so scary.
Yeah.
But I mean, thematically correct, right?
Yeah,
like
sure, yeah.
Vader should always put pressure on the board.
Yep.
And so far he does, until we get a weird Vader that doesn't.
This board may demand a Super Laser Blast, which would probably be okay if you're on Wolf's side. Only losing two units.
Yeah.
There's only 1 Fel in the deck. You're insulated from power to get the 7 in.
And even though you're losing Boba as one of those units, that doesn't feel as bad when you didn't have to pay the resources to make it happen.
Vanquish there, another answer to the Vader unit there.
And then get the heal, going back down to 13. Oh, Vader again.
Vader.
And Iden deploys.
Yeah, slightly tardy deploy from Iden.
Swings into Boba, loses the shield, but puts 4 damage on the Boba Fett, getting her closer to take that top target.
Yep. Vader could protect the Boba. I think this, really what that setup was probably a Vigilance in hand. Yeah, and Wolf's maybe sniffing it out, just going 7 to base, getting the damage when they can. Yep, and there's the Vigilance.
There it is.
It's going to be
5 defeat.
Yeah. And healing 11. 12. Yeah, 12 from the Iden too.
Nice, yeah.
All the way down to 8.
So much healing. Oh my gosh.
So we saw a deal for 18 in 1 action, and then...
Hey, Devastator coming back in, but would have felt better if they didn't heal as much as they did. Oh my goodness.
4 damage. Looks like this might be going to base.
Yep. Oh, there it is.
Back up to 12.
What a match.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth here.
A lot of back and forth, a lot of heavy hitters, forcing Iden to deal with it every turn. Not that she probably wasn't, but it may throw off the strategy she had.
And now that like Devastators entered the game, I think like on Sam's side, like psychologically, you're thinking like, well, maybe the Wraths, the C1 cast here, it's going to heal too. But like now the Palps return keeps bringing back potentially this Devastator now that it's entered the yard, right? Like,
we see that Nebula Ignition board wipe, take care of everything there. So much that destroys the life puck, and then the Great Dragon appears.
A lot of work for both players to do here, but we've seen this swing very quickly.
Again,
Great to get over it. No more Merciless contest, so 3 powers still left in the deck. It's like the most efficient way to answer the crate. There'll be a no glory, so 5 to base.
All right, well, we know they don't have the power. And out comes another Devastator.
Second Devastator. It's another 5.
All right, they're back at 20 again. This is the second time Iden's been at 20 in this match.
Also, I feel like on the Iden side, like Iden maybe just needs to generate some pressure somewhere. Like the deeper into the Boba deck you go, the more likely they have the Palps returns to bring back the crates or the Devastators. You just don't have the life total to work with anymore. So we got Rival's Fall to open.
Fall for 6. Using a lot of resources to use this hard removal. And a Palps return. Yep, there you go. Another 5 points of damage. 4 from Devastator, 1 from the Boba ability. Yeah.
And this is a lethal attacker now. Yep. Has a snap claim, does not have the answer in hand, or maybe has a Wrath in hand that is forced now.
Yeah, gotta take the initiative. Gotta draw. You need Ignition or another Super Laser Blast to deal with this.
A lot of cards in the grip for Sam. There's a lot of options to work with here. Puts 1 down.
There it is.
It's going to be a Super Laser Blast. And
nice.
And
wow.
Planetary Bombardment will finish it off. So 2 is going to go to the base from the Stormtrooper First Order, and then another 8, and that'll do it. Well done.
Great
well
job.
done to both competitors.
Great job.
Congratulations, Wolf, on a well-played day all the way through.
Yeah, I'm so glad we got to interview Wolf after one of the wins earlier. Great player, great contestant. You and him, definitely some of the top players here in the Northwest. Not that we don't have any, but, officially based on record, you guys have killed it.
Yeah, it's cool we got to share that day 3 success together. Yeah, for sure.
No, that's awesome. It's if you guys had platforms for your placing, it'd be cool to stand next to them, right? It feels good after a long weekend like that. And this feels good after a long day. Great players, great showing. It's great to see it. I'm sure a lot of people were excited not to see a control deck win and to see something a little bit different that they haven't seen in a while. Not that either of these decks were bad or anything like that. Great players, great games. Wow. And again, I'm just excited to build and play more.
Wider variety of decks in the top 8 for sure. I think Wolf took a great angle on this metagame coming in. I think we talked to him early in the day. I'm like, hey, I think you're really well positioned with this Boba Data Vault. He's like, yeah, I think so too. And kind of seeing it come to fruition here for sure. All
right, well, it has been great streaming this all day. I'm going to shout out again, Guardian Games, one of the oldest and largest stores here in the Portland, Oregon. One of my favorite stores. I'm so honored to finally stream this type of event for everything they've been doing here. The staff, the judges, the place, Team Babu Freaks joining us today, and it's been a great time. I can't wait to do this again and to do a couple other events this season. Rob, is there anything else you want to say before we close out?
No, thanks for having me, D-Rod. It's great to have the opportunity to do this. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you for putting on the stream for the community and getting the outreach out to so everybody knows who we are.
Yeah,
out here.
This is the place to play. I say it all the time. This is the place to play. If you're going to visit Oregon and you're a Star Wars player, this is where you go. You go to Portland, you come to these events, you're going to meet some great people, have some amazing games, and find so many people with a very competitive but also communal mindset. And I love that. I love that up here. So thanks again for everyone watching. Shout out to all the other commentators that hopped on, guests from these other matches, all the players here today. Really proud of everyone. Wouldn't expect anything anything else but a great time from an event like this. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll catch you later, and may the Force be with you.